All right, so let's finish that. So for cosine, so once we do all this Pythagorean theorem stuff and we find out what r is, and once we figure out how to do the square root stuff, it's actually it's smooth sailing from here, right? So cosine of theta is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is really the x value over the radius, which is really what we say the x value was, negative 1/2, or no, it was negative b, right? Yeah. Negative b over the radius, which is the square root of 5 over 2 times b. Again, our b's will cancel. B divided by b is 1. Negative 1 is what we got here, negative 1. All over the square root of 5 over 2. That's the same as negative 1 times 2 over the square root of 5. That's the same as negative 2 over the square root of 5. We're going to hit the top and bottom with the square root of 5, and then we get negative 2 root 5 all over 5. For tangent is really the opposite over the adjacent, which is really the y value over the x, which is really negative 1/2 b, kind of getting crunched in there on the other ones, over negative b, yeah. The b's will cancel. B divided by b is just 1. And I get, the negatives cancel too, don't they? So I've got negative 1/2 divided by 1, or actually it turns into a positive 1/2. Right? So that's that answer. That's that answer. Now, what's the reciprocal of sine? Cosecant, right? So cosecant, and I'm running out of room, cosecant of theta is actually the hypotenuse over the opposite, which is equal to the radius over the y value. So the radius was the square root of 5 all over 2 times b, and then the y value was negative 1/2 times b. The b's will cancel. B divided by b is just 1. And so for the next line, I've got the square root of 5 over 2 divided by negative 1/2, but really we're multiplying by the reciprocal, yes? Again, the 2's cancel. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Don't cross out that negative sign. That's still there. And so I get 5 times negative 1 is a negative square root of 5, right? All over 1, but I don't need to write down all over 1. And this negative square root of 5, notice that that's the reciprocal of this, right? If you think about it, before we rationalize the denominator. Now, I don't know where I'm going to fit in. I'll try to fit in one more. I think cotangent is pretty easy, so let's do that. Cotangent is the reciprocal, so we'll squeeze that in here. Cotangent of theta is the reciprocal of tangent, which is the adjacent over the opposite, which is the x over the y. And so we just flip this, right? It'd be, instead of 1/2, it'd be 2 over 1, which is just 2. Okay, so that's cotangent. And then somewhere down here, I'm going to say secant, which is the reciprocal of cosine, is going to be the hypotenuse over the adjacent, which is the radius over x, which is this stuff right here. I mean, if we do all this math, we'll end up with this number right here. So it'll be negative root 5 over 2.